Social Media Mondays, where I share my stories, experience, thoughts, views, opinions with this journey I've been on with Positive Vibes since February 21st, 2013. I look forward to talking about the social media platforms, everything from Anchor, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, Medium, Pinterest, and the list goes on. I also want to talk about the different apps that are out there that I have used and maybe that I have not used yet. I also want to talk about the connecting and engaging aspect of social media. There is so many different directions we can go, but I look forward to Positive Vibes Social Media Mondays to share the knowledge I have with you. Hey, my friends, Positive Vibes here. How is everyone doing? Positive Vibes, I wear the mask. Main concept, don't judge a book by its cover. Main goal, spreading the positivity any way possible. I want to welcome you to Positive Vibes Influence Podcast, PIP121. Yes, my friends, it's episode 121, and it is hashtag PV Social Media Mondays. So Positive Vibes Social Media. Before I continue, my friends, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the love and support for Positive Vibes. Thank you for the love and support for one another. And thank you for the love and support for yourself. Keep going. Keep doing your thing. Keep being you, my friends. We are all in this together. Time is moving forward, and we just need to move forward with it. I hope your yesterday went well. I hope your weekend went well, of course. And here's to having many, many blessed days ahead. Right now, I play the intro for hashtag PV Social Media Mondays, something that I have been doing for a while now, that I have done in the past, that I started doing again, more of a different format, I guess. And so before I continue, right now it's a little bit different. So right now I am recording my podcast, of course, episode 121, and doing it live, right, which I have done before. So trying new things, right? Last week we talked about trial and error, and that's what I have been doing all my life. That's what I believe we all been doing. And with the social media aspect, that's what I have been doing with Positive Vibes, right? Just trying different things, whether it's my podcast, whether it's my different platforms I'm on, the way I connect, the way I engage, the way I edit, the way I make my videos, all of that, right? So right now, again, in the live video for the audio listeners, I guess, so I'm holding my phone up to my lips, up to my mouth. And so you can see it in the video, what I'm doing. I have my headphones in. So, when the live that I'm doing, the audio could be, it comes out much better, right? What I realized for myself, hooking it up to the mic. And I have the Note 10. I've always gone with the Note phones. So I'm holding up the Note 8 to my mouth. And then I have the Note 10, which I'm recording on right now. So again, my friends, this is Positive Vibes Influence Podcast, PIP, and we're already on 121st episode. I've been podcasting since October 30th of 2017. Been doing Positive Vibes for 7.5+ years now and counting. This is my passion. This is what I love doing. Just everything that I've learned, everything that I am learning, and everything I will learn. All I can do is share my thoughts, views, opinions, my experience, and it's my journey. And that's what I recommend to all of you, to be you, be the best you. And that's all we can do, right? I believe that it's to a point less work when we try to be someone that we're not. But at the same time, sometimes we need to experience that, right? I know what I've been through. I know everything, right? From being a child to a teenager to college days to starting the working life and just everything in between, right? That you go through for sure. So this week, we're going to be talking about work, right? Last week, again, we talked about trial and error. and having the set days that I have. So again, hashtag PV Social Media Mondays, hashtag PV Connects Tuesdays, hashtag PV Influence Wednesdays, Thank You Thursdays, Good Morning Motivation with Positive Vibes Fridays, and this past weekend, which I've done in the past, but I did it, with this live format that I'm doing, we did Weekend Motivation with Positive Vibes, right? Where Saturday, which is something I'm looking forward to continuing, of course. In the past, I did about 11 episodes for Mr. and Mrs. Positive Vibes, which was, with all these years, one of my favorite parts of doing Positive Vibes was when I was sitting down with the missus and just having a nice conversation for sure. So I shared that on this past Saturday. You could always check it out and my other content and videos on YouTube at Positive Vibes 101. You could also check out Instagram, Positive Vibes _101. And one of my pages, I guess, on Facebook is Positive Vibes Merchandise. The other is Positive Vibes Influence Podcast. So this week we're talking about work, right? I did a survey, got a few responses, and people were saying what just came with my special dessert ice cap? She made me an ice cap. She was telling me earlier, don't have coffee, don't have certain shake that I have. She said that she was going to make me something. I had a feeling, but really feels cold. 1 second, I got to take a sip. Wow. Can't complain about that for sure. Okay, we got to make this quick, man. I got to enjoy my drink for sure. But our work, my friends, right? That's what we're talking about. And we're going to relate it to the certain days that I have, right? So again, last week was trial and error. This week that we're talking about work. What can I say about my social media aspect in relation to work? When I started doing Positive Vibes, right? And how did I start? All I was doing was posting a quote, at least one quote, sometimes more, every single day. And I did that for 3 to 3.5 years straight, right? From my knowledge, I barely missed a day. I feel like I should be, scrolling through to really confirm what I'm saying, right? But it was just something, a habit almost, right, that I built, that I just wanted to pick a quote, post it. Eventually, I started using hashtags and, talking about the code in the bio and things of that nature, right? But not realizing it at that time, right? That was work. I was putting in some time. I was putting in some effort, right? At that time, it didn't feel that way. And even now, like work, when we talk about work, I feel like we think about that job, right? We think about stress. We think about pressure. We think about something that maybe we don't like doing, right? We don't like homework from school, right? We don't like our jobs sometimes, right? With maybe doing the same thing over and over. Maybe we're not in the position we want. Maybe we're not in the company that we want to be in, whatever it might be, right? The management, the people that we have around us, whatever it is. But work sometimes has that negative tone to it, I feel. But when we look at life, everything that we're doing is work, right? When you get up out of bed and you put on clothes, right? And this is connected to trial and error, right? This is one thing we're going to be doing, that everything we're talking about is connected. Some stuff that I'm going to be talking about this whole week is related and similar to what I said last week, right? Because one thing that I've done, and I'm doing a lot more, and I'm trying my best to, do it a lot more consciously, is when we pick these words, right? Trial and error, a word that I bring up, thank you, right? What we're talking about now, which is work. There's so many directions that when we focus on these words that we could go, right? Up, down, left, right, good, not so good, whatever it is, right? So whatever I was just saying about work was similar to what I just talked about last week. So like I said, when you get out of bed, and you dress yourself, you're putting in some work, right? But because we're in a habit of doing it every single day, it doesn't seem like work anymore, right? But that's the point that we need to get to. So when I started doing Positive Vibes, again, it wasn't work, right? I was just putting, unknowingly, I was just posting quotes every single day for 3.5 years, right? Then I changed it up. Then I started making videos and everything else I did, wearing the mask, the videos, editing, making my own quotes, all of that, right? And there was a point, to be honest, that a big chunk time that I felt like I wasn't enjoying it the same, right? With positive vibes. And it happens to all of us, no matter what you're doing, right? It maybe gets to you and you feel like you're in that routine of doing things. That's why with me, I like change, right? So what I realized though, the more work I put in different ways, knowingly and unknowingly, has helped me figure things out for myself, right? That's where again it's tied into what we talked about the whole last week, which was trial and error, right? Um, Now, sometimes when I speak, I put it out there, talk to my podcast about it. Is that, I might come out as rambling. I say rambling with positive vibes, but it's okay because I know who I am and I know how I'm trying to put out my message, right? And my whole concept or goal, I should say, is just to get a few words out there, a few thoughts out there that if maybe someone catches it, that maybe it could help them in some way, right? Maybe there's a conversation that they could have with themselves, that they could have with others. So again, with positive vibes, right? To be honest, overall, it hasn't felt like work, right? Those times and work meaning the negative tone of it, right? Where I feel that pressure, I feel that stress. I want the good part of work. You know what I mean? That when I put in the work, it's just more of a passion now. It's more of effortless, right? I just do it. Like I was explaining, like when we dress ourselves, when we brush our teeth, when we're kids, right? What happens? You don't want to dress yourself, right? Even when your parents are dressing you because it's maybe not a good feeling, right? You don't want to wear the certain clothes. You're overthinking it, all of that stuff. Brushing your teeth. We don't brush our teeth when we're kids. Our parents had to tell us over and over. We have to be told to clean our rooms, to do the chores, right? To do our homework. Because why? Because it takes effort, right? I don't know if that's the right term to use, but it takes work, right? And at that stage, we don't want to, right? We push back a bit. But what happens when we learn that, hey, what is the benefit of me? When we talk to our parents, always teaching us, right? What is the benefit of cleaning your room? What is the benefit of doing chores, of doing homework, of getting dressed, of brushing your teeth? They teach us, right? The good and the not so good things. And then it's up to us in our mind how we take it. That's why some people, it takes longer to understand as a child, as we're growing up for different aspects of life. I'm not going to give so many examples, right? They probably won't even come to my mind right now because I'm still thinking about my homemade ice cap by the missus. I got to get her recipe and maybe put it out there for anybody that wants to listen. That anybody that wants to maybe try it out for sure. But it's not exactly like the ice cap, but my opinion is a little bit better for sure. But yeah, with social media, so this is where we're going to sort of end it off then. With social media, the main aspect I want to get to is that I put in work knowingly and unknowingly. Especially in the beginning, it was unknowingly. I wasn't even thinking about, work. I was just posting quotes over and over again while I was doing everything else in my life, right? Going to work, spending time with family, friends, enjoying time, whatever it is, right? Dealing with the ups and downs, right? All of that. Gradually, as I started speaking, I think more like making the videos and things of that nature and everything I've learned, right? Then I started thinking, okay, I am putting some work into it. I'm putting some effort into it and talking about, right, the benefits of hard work. Like today I shared Good Morning Motivation with Positive Vibes, right? A post that I did back in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, a recording for 30 seconds. And it just talks about putting in the work, putting in the effort, right? That it'll all work out. If we want something, we need to put in the work. So with social media, whatever you're trying to build, right? Now, generally, I know that I've built a brand for myself, continuing to build a brand unknowingly is how it started, right? Now I'm consciously doing it, but I'm still making sure I'm having fun with it, right? I'm still trying. I'm still, moving forward, right? Not getting stuck in one place. Even right now, like I'm thinking, okay, make sure you don't start rambling, make sure you don't start going in a different direction. It's just constantly working in my mind, right? But I've learned for myself that just like I taking my own advice, just going with the flow. And that's what I've done with Positive Vibes. That's what I've done with social media. And that's my advice to all of you, that consciously just be yourself, right? Consciously, the more you could be yourself, the work that you're putting in, you're not going to have that negative tone on it. You're going to have that positive tone on it, right? That the work that you're putting into your social media, especially if you're looking at building a brand for your business, maybe you are just having fun with it, but you don't want it to get to a point that it's not fun for you anymore, right? That it is like, maybe you are having people that are following you, that are commenting, that are liking your post, and you just started off having fun with it. Make sure that if it gets to a point that you feel that, hey, this is not fun anymore, right? This is stressful. I'm overthinking this. Step back a little bit, right? And get back to the point of, the work that you're doing. Like say you started off with just having fun. There was no business, there was no brand that you're trying to do. It was just having fun. Get back to that. And that could be just maybe slowing down, maybe not posting every day, whatever it is. But figure it out for yourself. But it's all about work. The more work you put in, the more results you're going to see. And that goes for anything in life, right? But of course, we're talking about social media today. So again, the more effort, the more time you're going to put into your social media, most likely the quicker you might see results. But my opinion, with what I've experienced, go at your own pace, right? Don't be rushed by what you're seeing from others. Don't be rushed from what others are saying to you, what you're reading, all of that. Do it at your own pace. I always talk about positive vibes, right? With social media, I put in a lot of work. I know for myself, but it's not like I'm sitting here. I have thought about it, no doubt, that, why aren't I maybe at a certain stage by now? But what I've learned over time, right, 7.5+ years, that no, like I enjoy what I'm doing. I'm having fun editing videos. I'm having fun connecting, engaging, putting out quotes, putting out pictures, reading, all of that, right? Because I enjoy it. If you don't enjoy something, don't get hard on yourself. Don't think that everybody else is doing it, that I have to do it, right? Figure out what works for you. And that's the best thing that we can do, right? Because you're you. I'm me. Everything that works for me is not going to work out for you, right? So keep doing your thing, my friends. Keep being you. I know, again, with whatever I'm doing, I'm just going with the flow. There's no script. It's just whatever knowledge I have, trying to put it out the best way I can. And the more I'm going to do this, right? The more I'm going to do this over and over again, the better I'll get at it, with maybe articulating my views, my thoughts, my opinions, all of that, right? Getting my wording correct and so on. One thing I'm always trying to focus on, but I'm getting better at, is trying to, again, because I'm saying it to myself over and over, is working on my filler words. Because I do know I use things like right, or whatever, right? Like during this whole conversation, I know I probably said it quite a few times. I just did it, right? So, and right, I said it a couple of times. But anyways, so this was Positive Vibes Influence Podcast, PIP. This was episode 121, my friends. Hashtag PV Social Media Mondays. Tomorrow will be hashtag PV Connects Tuesdays. We'll see how that goes. Enjoy the rest of your day, your night, wherever you are around the world. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'm always here to connect, to engage, to take your feedback, something that you want to maybe make me aware of that could be maybe helpful, something you want to work on together, whether it's private, whether it's something we share openly, different platforms, whatever it might be, my friends. I'm always open. I'm always open, always open. And I just want to say that I'm having fun. I'm enjoying this, making these videos. This is what I have been doing, like I said, for 7.5+ years, consciously working on my mindset, working on positive vibes, working on just bettering myself, moving forward, trying my best to, the way I connect with people, the way I engage with people, right? Just continuing to learn and just embrace everything I'm learning, people's perspectives. That's one big thing that I've learned, is that I want to listen. I want to read. I want to watch videos. I just want to learn when I speak to people, right? One concept that helped me, that I believe I always put out there, that so many concepts, of course, but one is listen to listen, not listen to respond. It makes a huge difference, my friends. It made a huge difference for me, and it's still something I'm working on, right? But keep putting in that work. Again, that's what we're going to be talking about this whole week is this work. Just no matter what, one thing I'll end this off by saying is that it might seem like little steps right now, right? Little steps, but trust me, they're going to end up being the biggest steps that you've taken in the long run, right? I don't want to go into examples right now, but everything that we've done since we've grown up and the examples that we gave, and people say they might be cliches, I say I live by the cliches, because if they're saying it and they're cliches, but sometimes, again, I already talked about it, but it has a bit of a negative tone when we say cliche. But no, maybe we should listen to the cliches. Maybe we could try to understand these cliches, right? And you probably heard the saying of, kids walking, right? You have to do it one step at a time. One step at a time is literally what we hear all the time, but that's all we can do, right? You hear these artists, these singers, these actors, actresses, whatever it is. What are they doing? They say, follow your dreams. Why are they saying that? It's not just made up in their mind, right? And you could do it, give the same example to yourself about your life, things that you experienced, things that you have gone through, right? So once again, I'm looking forward to this whole week just to talk about work. Hashtag PV Connects Tuesdays tomorrow. This was Positive Vibes Influence Podcast, PIP121. Again, hashtag PV Social Media Mondays was today. Keep doing your thing. Keep being you. Keep moving forward. As P-Bear, as my friend P-Bear would say, focus on the honey in life. As I always say, my friends, keep your head up and keep moving forward. The hashtags I always like to use is trust, hashtag positive vibes, hashtag world peace, and of course today, hashtag PV social media. Thank you to my Mrs. PV, Mrs. Positive Vibes, my everything, for making me this ice cap, which I'm going to enjoy now. You enjoy the rest of your night once again, and I'll talk to you next time, my friends. Take care.